medical schools has been systematically lowering the exam scores of female applicants to restrict the number of women students. From Tokyo, Rupert Wingfield-Hayes.
According to the Yomiuri Shimbun's story, starting in 2011, officials at the Tokyo Medical University began cutting the test scores of female applicants so that the maximum number of women students at the school would not exceed 30%. The paper quotes sources saying the university's administration felt that many female graduates did not go on to practice medicine, and those that did often quit after getting married and starting a family. The school made the move after the number of successful female applicants suddenly jumped from around 20% to 40%.
A high-ranking Chinese monk has denied accusations he sexually harassed nuns and coerced them into sex by allegedly controlling their minds. Abbot Shui Chung is the head of the Buddhist Association in China and a political advisor to the government. He's the latest public figure to be accused of sexual misconduct as part of a growing Me Too movement in China. The Abbot's Temple said it would call for an investigation team to be set up. BBC News.
Hello, you're listening to World Update from the BBC in London. This is Dan Damon. Coming on our programme, Google reportedly planning to launch a censored version of its search engine in China. We'll speak to the reporter who says he's seen the plans.
They've had very high-level, discussions. The head of Google, the CEO, Sundar Pichai, he last December went to China and he had a private meeting with a very top-ranking Communist Party official.
More on that coming soon. First, the UN Secretary-General, Antonio Guterres, has urged Zimbabwe's politicians to exercise restraint. Supporters of Zimbabwe's president, Emmerson Mnangagwa, and his opposition rival, Nelson Chamisa, are being urged to remain calm as they wait for the results of Monday's presidential election. These appeals after 3 people were killed yesterday, Wednesday, as troops opened fire on rioting opposition MDC alliance supporters in Harare. Well, just before we came on air, I spoke to Tendai Biti, a senior member of the MDC Alliance, formerly a finance minister. I asked for his advice to MDC supporters. The line wasn't great. You'll hear him claim that ZANU-PF is looking for an excuse to declare a state of emergency and that protesting the result isn't asking for people to be killed.
We have to remain calm. We have to remain peaceful. We have to remain very peaceful because they're looking for an excuse to crack down on us. They are looking to get an excuse to declare a state of emergency. So I would say I call for calm, I call for restraint, I call for peace, I call for constitutionalism, I call for the rule of law, but I call for assertion of our rights as is protected by Section 59 of our Constitution.
In order to avoid further bloodshed, will you accept the results of the election as declared by the Election Commission?
It doesn't mean that protest. It doesn't mean that questioning the result is asking for people to be killed. The two are not mutually destructive.
It is the protests against the result that have caused the unrest. Yes, of course, we know it's...
That's why we're calling for peace. That's why we're calling for restraint. That's why we're calling for wisdom. That's why we're calling for introspection. But the authorities must know that they're brewing chaos, they're creating a chaos. And certainly it's a disaster to send an army on an unarmed civilian population.
We're calling for peace, restraint, wisdom and introspection. It's a disaster to send the army into an unarmed civilian population. The words of Tendai Biti from the MDC. Well, I spoke also to Paul Mangwana. He's Secretary for Legal Affairs for ZANU-PF, who are coming out on top in these elections. He's a former cabinet minister. Many allegations of an overreaction, a heavy-handed response by putting troops onto the streets of Harare. What's his reaction to those allegations?
That's a one-sided assessment of what happened yesterday. The people are forgetting that for more than 4 hours, MDC youths went on the rampage in the streets of Harare, destroying property, beating up people, and the situation had to be contained one way or the other.
But the use of troops with live rounds, that is not the action of a democratic government in its capital.
I don't speak on behalf of the government, but I'm speaking on behalf of my party. We did not respond. Our people were very calm, but the MDC was on the rampage. There was no need for that violence.
Do you condemn the army's use of live rounds?
I condemn the unruly elements in the MDC. The responsibility of every government is to ensure that there is order. At least the innocent civilians, they also have a right to be protected.
The innocent civilians who were unarmed protesters and who have been shot?
No, people were on the rampage destroying property and beating up people whomever they thought were supporting ZANU-PF. It was not called for.
How then will you calm the situation? You say you don't speak on behalf of the government, but your party will form the government.
Well, we have called for peace. We have called for everyone to be responsible. We've restrained our supporters. We've said that we've also reached out to the opposition to say if there are any issues, we should use the multi-party liaison committee to discuss any issues. But there's no need for violence. We do not want any further loss of life in our country.
Will you recommend, and when in power, order the removal of the army from the streets?
The problem is that there is also a responsibility to protect the civilians from unruly elements. But of course, the police have the primary responsibility to maintain order. But you must understand that the police were overstretched. They had to be deployed to all the polling stations in the country. And certainly there was need for some intervention from the army to assist the police when called for by the police to assist them. I understand from the police spokesperson that it is the police who requested the army to assist them maintain order. But in the normal course of events, it is the duty of the police to ensure that there is peace and order in the country.
Who is running Zimbabwe? It was the army that removed Robert Mugabe. Is the army still in charge?
No, the army is protecting the sovereignty of the country, but they cannot stand aside when people are killing each other. They cannot just stand aside and say, "Look, we are the military. We only deal with external aggression." They also have a responsibility to ensure that there is peace and order in the country.
What is your message to supporters of your party, ZANU-PF, now?
I'm asking the supporters of my party to remain calm, not to be easily provoked, to maintain peace and order, and await for the results of the elections to be announced. But still, maintain our calmness. Zimbabwe is bigger than our individual political interests. We need each other in our country, and let's not be easily provoked.
And how to deal with those allegations, some of which are confirmed by your European observers of the elections, that there was intimidation in voting stations, especially outside the cities, and that there was not a freedom for the media to operate, to cover all sides in the election?
I don't accept the report from the European Union. It's a biased report because there was nothing like that which happened.
Sorry to interrupt, but why would it be biased? They only want to see democracy in Zimbabwe.
No. They would have been happier if the opposition had taken over. I know that very well. There's prejudice on the part of the European observers. They did not give ZANU-PF a fair and objective assessment. We did our best to campaign, and they are not even intimating as to how we could achieve two-thirds majority in parliament. It is not true that there was intimidation. Everybody was free to campaign. It is. I do not accept some of the comments in that report. It's biased.
How fearful are you about the coming 2 days?
I want to believe that the people of Zimbabwe have the capacity to be peaceful and remain calm. It is the irresponsible political leadership who cause problems to some of our unemployed youth who then go on the rampage. But I believe that the calmness which is existing today should continue, and I think it will continue.
Paul Mangwana from ZANU-PF. Andrew Harding is our correspondent in Harare. Andrew.
Yes, very nervous mood on the streets of Harare today. I've been walking around the city centre. Lots of police and almost every shop with its front windows boarded up, expecting more trouble, worried that yesterday's violence was not an aberration but potentially the sign of things to come, particularly this afternoon if and when the announcement is made about the results of this election. I was talking to a group of people outside a bank. Now, this is an MDC opposition stronghold, this city. Most people were very, very angry with the army for coming into their city and shooting people, shooting civilians. They said, yes, OK, protesters were armed with stones, but they shouldn't have been shot dead like that. Of course, this is still about an election, and all eyes really are beginning to focus again on the Electoral Commission. We're hearing reports that they may have some announcement in the next hour or two. Whether that's of the presidential election result or whether it's another delay, we don't know. But election observers, foreign election observers here, are growing increasingly worried. They don't just want to see the presidential election announced soon. They want to make sure that the system, the process of counting that result, of tabulating it, is completely transparent and can be tracked all the way from the centre back to individual polling stations, because there is a growing concern here that this is being rigged.
Andrew, thank you. Andrew Harding. Let's turn now to our security correspondent, Frank Gardner, reporting on Colombia and its cocaine production problem.
In the heat of the afternoon, a surprise helicopter raid on a jungle cocaine laboratory by Colombia's anti-narcotics police. This country may have just ended its 52-year-old Marxist insurgency, but it's still fighting the war on drugs. Cocaine production is now at an all-time high, over 900 tons last year, much of it heading to Europe.
Well, we've just landed by helicopter a short distance away, right in the middle of a cocoa field. And this here is the laboratory, a fully operational jungle laboratory. You can smell it in the air. They're going to now destroy it, but they're very worried about a counterattack from the people who are operating this. They think they're going to come and try and hit them.
In areas where the rebels have put down their weapons, the government is struggling to assert its control. But some, an estimated 600, have vowed to fight on. And meanwhile, the multi-billion-dollar cocaine industry is fueling criminality and pulling in the ruthless Mexican cartels.
Narco-trafficking, illegal mining, contraband, extortion.
General Alberto Mejia is commander of Colombia's armed forces.
So our fight against especially narco-trafficking, which is the source for those groups, is really our main effort. As long as there is coca and cocaine, those groups will have support to continue their fight against democracy and to continue their fight against civilian population.
Just off the Caribbean coast near Cartagena, the Navy took me offshore to show me how the cartels operate. They point out a nearby island. It looks long, low, and sparsely inhabited.
The Colombian Navy told me that this island, just outside Cartagena Harbour, is crucial to the cartels getting their cocaine out of the country. They use the local population to transfer it by night, often slinging it on board the container ships as they move out into the open water.
At the massive international container terminal, cargoes are routinely searched. There are sniffer dogs and policemen thrusting metal probes into sacks of cocoa beans to check for hidden contraband. The police told me it's one of the most secure terminals in the world, but the Navy said it's heavily infiltrated by the drug traffickers. Nighttime in Tumaco might sound like fun, but this town has one of the highest murder rates in the country, up to 12 a night on a bad day, with the bodies dumped in the shallow waters of the bay. After the FARC rebels disarmed, the violence got worse as rival gangs competed for turf. The current surge in security is holding it at bay, but it's not enough to stifle the cocaine trade, nor the massive demand from Britain, the US and elsewhere. Colombia's war on drugs and the violence it entails is very far from over.
That's Frank Gardner reporting from Colombia. You're listening to World Update from the BBC in London.
Thanks for listening.
Coming up on our program.
The IWFT team presents Footprints on Starr Radio UK with your host, Oscar Bimpong every Thursday at 7 p.m. Starr Radio UK, your finest Afro-Caribbean station in London.
Do you feel left out in your education or career but still want to do something about it? Then don't fret. If you are a resident in the UK, British or EU citizen, then there is hope for you. You are in the age bracket of 21 to 55. The UK government is offering grants, scholarships and financial support for first degree to masters in various courses. The government will pay all your fees and you can educate yourself in a peace of mind. From £21,000 per year for first degree, etc. Get in touch with GEM Educational Consultancy and we will guide you in applying for this facility. We are situated at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch. The postcode is RM12 4AE. Telephone 079 0479 3019 or email us pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Get financial support and acquire a degree.
What's the hidden truth or mysteries behind the supernatural? Do angels really exist today? Is healings and miracles real? Can I hear the voice of God? What's their inspirations and challenges in ministry? Can my eyes be open to see beyond the natural? Can I operate in the gifts of the Holy Spirit? Can my dreams contain messages from God? My Journey is your one-stop destination to the supernatural on Starr Radio UK. Join your host, Captain Tete, this and every Saturday from 4 p.m. on My Journey, your one-stop destination to the supernatural.
I know. So improve wo but degree. Okay, what about so but degree? No when you secret your fees. Exciting, huh? Yes. Say your first degree and now masters. UK abai betimi amal grant and now scholarship and the financial support. Now they are school about degree. Our courses be brave. UK degree and the masters fully sponsored. Tie UK abai ebetimi amal up to £21,000 every year. Now what your school fees about degree. So, how do you go about it? A simple cry. GEM Educational Consultants ever born with your application. Now also what me and your KB. Now what your degree. So British passport, indefinite, and now EU passport. 18 and now 55 years. When so what me and your KB. Now what your degree. Even for first degree, no. Apart from say we up to £21,000, no. Abai betia wo school fees ni ade nyina ma. Any for 079 04 79 3019 or visit us at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch, RM12 4RE. Email pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Nyesika nefetria wo fees, but degree. All I can see sometimes lay you down on a bed of roses.
Bed of Roses, Bed of Roses, Bed of Roses. Voices of Esther brings you Bed of Roses this and every Saturday at 9:30 p.m. Join our panel of experts to discuss issues within your relationships. Hosted by Doreen, you will be motivated and equipped to handle issues within your relationships. Remember, it is Saturday at 9:30 p.m. GMT. Don't miss it.
I'll lay you down, on a bed of roses.
Mama, please stop crying.
Listen to Aunties Mary, Lottie and Regina on the Family Enrichment Programme on Starr Radio UK. This and every Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m.
Some people are wicked because don't make it your business going about revealing people's secrets. Don't be a busybody.
And some people. Today's typical family is under pressure from various directions. Divorce is on the increase. More and more of the Afro-Caribbean youth are taking to crime, etc. The Family Enrichment Program brings together a team of qualified experts to discuss and shed light on how we can make our families better and stronger. It is said the family can do without the society, but the society can't. Listen to the Family Enrichment Program this and every Saturday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Starr Radio UK, your favourite Afro-Caribbean radio station in London.
Download our app in iTunes and the Google Play Store.
The IWFT team presents Footprints on Starr Radio UK with your host, Oscar Binpong, every Thursday at 7 p.m. Starr Radio UK, your finest Afro-Caribbean station in London.
Do you feel left out in your education or career but still want to do something about it? Then don't fret. If you are a resident in the UK, British or EU citizen, then there is hope for you. You are in the age bracket of 21 to 55. The UK government is offering grants, scholarships and financial support for first degree to masters in various courses. The government will pay all your fees and you can educate yourself in a peace of mind. From £21,000 per year for first degree, etc. Get in touch with GEM Educational Consultancy and we will guide you in applying for this facility. We are situated at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch. The postcode is RM124AE. Telephone 079 0479 3019 or email us pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Get financial support and acquire a degree.
I believe in the sun.
What's the hidden truth or mysteries behind the supernatural? Do angels really exist today? Is healings and miracles real? Can I hear the voice of God? Was there inspirations and challenges in ministry? Can my eyes be open to see beyond the natural? Can I operate in the gifts of the Holy Spirit? Can my dreams contain messages from God? My Journey is your one-stop destination to the supernatural on Starr Radio UK. Join your host, Captain Tete, this and every Saturday from 4 p.m. on My Journey, your one-stop destination to the supernatural.
I know. So person him improve but degree. Okay, what about so but degree? No when you secret your fees. Exciting, huh? Yes. Say your first degree and now masters. UK abai betimi amal grant and now scholarship and financial support. Now dia ko school abo degree. Our courses be brave. UK degree and masters fully sponsored. Tie UK abai ebetimi amal up to £21,000 every year. Now what your school fees abo degree. So, how do you go about it? A simple cry. GEM Educational Consultants ever born with your application. Now, also what me and your sassy KB. Now, what your degree? So, British passport, indefinite, and now EU passport, 18 and now 55 years. When so bet me and your sassy KB. Now, what your degree? Even for first degree, no. Apart from so we up to £21,000, no. I buy bet your school fees near the end, you know, amount. Any for 079 04 79 3019 or visit us at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch, RM12 4RE. Email pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Nesika nefetria wo fees, but degree.
All I can see, sometimes lay you
Bed of Roses, Bed of Roses, Bed of Roses. Voices of Esther brings you Bed of Roses this and every Saturday at 9:30 p.m. Join our panel of experts to discuss issues within your relationships. Hosted by Doreen, you will be motivated and equipped to handle issues within your relationships. Remember, it is Saturday at 9:30 p.m. GMT. Don't miss it.
Lay you down on a bed of roses.
Hi there, this is CJ Buckman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Star Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
Worldwide online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nobody does it better. You are a star, my shining star. You are my star, my shining star. Come on, give it, give it, give it, give it. Oh, you love me. I just can't get enough. I will never, never last a day when you take your love away forever. I'm yours and ever. I want your love, 'cause you,
Welcome.
girl, I love you so and ever. I want you to know that you are my star, my shining star. Girl, that's how sweet you are.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
Something in her makes you want to stop and stir. Her love is magic, she's so romantic, and she loves no one but I. A flash of her smile sends me feeling like a child, so free and wide. She's like no other, my only lover. Girl, a shining star, that's what you are. My sweetest you know, I can't live without truly you are. Ooh, baby, my shine.
Hello, good morning and welcome to Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Today's Thursday, the second day of August 2018. You know, I nearly said today is Tuesday, because it's the second day of the month. Interesting. Yeah, but wherever you are, I want to welcome you to the greatest program in the whole wide world, on the greatest platform, the Star Radio UK and the Morning Show with one and only Archie here. Good morning. But let me acknowledge a few people and then we go on. Those of you watching me live on Facebook and other smart means. First one, Sagashio Biney says, hello, Sagashios. I hope you are doing very well. And Nana Daniel Ba, hello. Afro House King, good morning to you. Yes. Hi, Afro House King. Good morning, good morning. We love you to bits. Let me say morning to my colleague and co-presenter, Mr. Frank Davids. He'll be in the house pretty soon. And then to Mr. Olayomi Koiki of the Niger Voices fame, I say massive good morning to you. Yeah, when he has the time, we'll be bringing you some updates from Nigeria. Any further defections? Somebody says, But whatever it is, and wherever you are, I say welcome to the show. Rachel, Mema watching. The brother Felix all the way in Scotland. Massive good morning to you, bro. And then to Mr. Theophilus Seko, aka TT. Good morning. Dr. Martin, good morning to you. How are you doing, sir? Let me say a special good morning also to in the back of your Mr. Champion Bantilizi, to my apostle himself, Brother HB, and Auntie Mary, Mrs. Mary Bruce, all of Bible Life Family Ministries, and all the pastors and leadership, and every member of the congregation, especially to Dr. Tia. I say massive good morning to you.
Like a child, so free and wild, she's like no other, my only lover.
And I'm so good morning to my lovely wife Lottie and Auntie Regina. The aunties, they'll be coming your way. Aunties Mary, Aunties Regina, Aunties Lottie, they'll be coming your way on Saturday with the family enrichment program. Parenting. And I'm saying good morning to Captain Felix Tete, wherever you are. And to Jackie Wumbai, wherever you are, good morning to you as well. And good morning to Solomon Hammond. Solomon, how are you doing?
Everybody wants to get to know my girl. Something in her makes you want to stop and stir. Her love is magic, she's so romantic, and she loves no one but I. A flash of her smile sends me feeling like a child, so free and wild.
And a special good morning also goes to the man himself, Mr. Dante Berry, CEO of GI Accountancy Services, and your family. Good morning to you. All at Chatham. Good morning also goes to my producer, Alba Frances, wherever you are. Good morning. And then to Pastor Samuel Lamte and the First Lady herself, Frances Lamte, as well. I said good morning to you. To my apostle, my bishop, Reverend Dr. Francis Okonunu, wherever you are. Massive good morning to you as well. And to all members of Revival City Chapel. We have a very special announcement that I brought your way yesterday, but there'll be some more today.
Just can't get enough. I will never last today. When you take your love away forever, I'm yours and ever. I want your love.
Let me say good morning to Femi Bab. Okay, Femi, I will get the name right. I don't want to, butcher it. Okay, I've got it. Now, Femi Babalola. How are you doing? Good morning to you. But if you're watching me live on Facebook, you know what you can do for me. Share the page with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. Those of you on YouTube as well, you can share the link with them. And those of you on other means, if you are listening to us via our apps, which is the best way to listen to us, you can just go there and just share the links with your friends and loved ones as well. But let me salute.
Listen, everybody wants to get to know my
Mr. Wisdom Mamera, all the way from Zimbabwe. Thanks for the update yesterday as it was brewing. He was also feeding us with the information, and we are so grateful to you. If you want to know more about what is happening, go to our website, Starr Radio UK. And you get more information there. But at 11:30 exactly, we'll be having Mr. Wisdom Omera bringing us updates from Zimbabwe. Why did I say Nigeria? And Olaimi Koiki will be bringing us updates from Nigeria as well. Olaimi, how are you doing? How is baby Koiki? Yes, baby Kwabena Koiki. He is a Tuesday born, and therefore I call him Kwabena. Okay, to every one of you celebrating your birthday today, the second day of August 2018, I say massive, massive happy birthday to you guys.
I just can't get
to Pastor Joyce Lawson, wherever you are, good morning and thanks for tuning in to listen to us as well. Hey, Doreen Dakata, hey, you there? Mm-hmm.
When you take your love away forever, I'm yours and ever. I want your love, 'cause you.
Let's say good morning to Nana, who is also tuning in to listen to us. She said, yes, I'm on my way to work, but I want to listen to Starr Radio UK. What about that? Thanks. Okay, so this is the morning show.
You are listening to Starr Radio Morning Show. Archie on Starr Radio. Nobody does it better.
Okay, so by way of program outline, we bring you the quote for the day, the weather forecast, and then we'll move on to the travel updates. Well, let me bring you some announcements and some lovely music coming your way as well. From there, we'll bring you news that is making the rounds in the world today. From archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar, I'll be bringing you every one of them if it's making the headlines.
Listen, everybody wants to get.
So wherever you are, if you also want to share what your take of what is going on, and you have, you just have to feel free. Once the lines are open, you can also join in to bring your take on any of the issues that is being discussed.
Wide, she's like no other, my only love. Girl, a shining star, that's what you are.
To the Hammonds, to the Betwells, to my brothers, Kwetu, Kweku, and Kwame, wherever you are, I say massive, massive good morning to you. Come for have it. Hey, Charlie Sorio, good morning to you as well. The Regifty in France, Rahin in Ghana, massive, massive good morning to you. Brad Kwame in the US of A. Brad Kwame, you came on late yesterday morning. It was after the program had finished, then I saw you coming on. That's why we couldn't pick up your call. But hey, whatever it is, we say massive, massive, a new day, a new dawn, and whatever we want to do, we can keep on doing it.
I want your love, 'cause you.
Let me go to the quote for the day.
Girl, I love you so, and ever.
It's quite a mind-boggling one.
That
And you know what it says? There is a place for prayer, but hard work is an essential ingredient for success.
ain't nobody.
I take it again. He said there is a place for prayer, but hard work is an essential ingredient for success.
Something in her makes you.
That doesn't mean to say that you don't have to be praying. You have to be praying. But when it's time for you to wake up or get up and go to do some work, you got to do so. That is what is meant by that statement.
Like no other, my only.
Okie dokie do.
A shining star.
This is Starr Radio UK. Now, by way of the weather forecast for today, it says an early patches of shallow mist will rapidly lift this morning to leave a fine, dry and warm day with some lengthy spells of sunshine and light winds. And tonight, plenty of evening sunshine will be taking place, leading into a dry and partly cloudy night. Some lengthy clear spells. A few patches of mist may form towards dawn on Friday. But the total temperature is going to be 29 degrees and the lower is going to be 16 degrees. That is for Croydon area. So other parts is going to be about 30 degrees, 30 to 31. The pollen level is going to be low, UV level is going to be high, and pollution is going to be low as well.
I want you to know that
Sunset is going to be at 20:47 and sunrise for tomorrow morning. It's going to be at 05:25 hours. That brings us to the end of the weather forecast for you today. Thursday, the second day of August 2018. Once again, I welcome you to the show. But if you want to share what is happening in your area with me, why not? Feel free and do so.
Listen.
This is Starr Radio UK.
No mind girl. Something in her makes you want to stop and stir. Hello, it's magic. She's so romantic. And she
This is Starr Radio UK.
Welcome. She's like no other. My only lover. Girl, a shining star. That's what you are.
Okay, we'll be moving on now to the travel update. Now that is after taking this commercial break, and I'll be with you. Stay tuned and don't even think of touching the dial.
The IWFT team presents Footprints on Starr Radio UK with your host Oscar Bimpong every Thursday at 7 p.m. Starr Radio UK, your finest Afro-Caribbean station in London.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Yes, keep your eyes on the roads, keep your eyes on the roads. I'm going to keep you navigated. I promise our word and our bond. Yes. So on the underground this morning, Bakerloo, Central, Circle District, Hammersmith and City, Jubilee Metropolitan, Northern, Piccadilly, Victoria, Waterloo and City, lines are all working in good services. Then we have London Overground, TfL Rail, DLR, London Tramlink, all in good services there as well. Now, when it comes to the river bus, there is good service throughout there. RB1, RB1X, RB2, RB3, RB4, RB5, RB6, Woolwich Ferry, all in good services. Now, let's go to the National Rail. Let's see what's happening on the National Rail front. Now, so far, cross country this morning, minor delays at Great Northern, minor delays Great Anglia, minor delays London Northeastern Railway, minor delays ScotRail, minor delays Southwestern Railway, minor delays and Southern, minor delays as well. Now, let's go to the roads proper. Let's see what is happening on the traffic front. But you just keep your eyes on the road. On the roads this morning in London, A10 closures there, A12 closures, A2 closures, A23 closures, A3 closures, A4 closures, Central London Red Routes closures, North Circular A406 closures, South Circular A205 closures there as well. Well. So that brings us to the end of the travel updates for you today. And like I say all the time, all that you have to do, good morning to you, enjoy your commute, of course. And keep your eyes on the road. Good morning to you, once again.
Your favorite Afro-Caribbean radio station in the UK.
Okay, we'll be taking some announcement, and after that we move on with the show. So you stay tuned, stay glued to your sets, don't touch the dial. Like I said earlier on, this evening exactly at 7 o'clock, we have Mr. Oscar Bimpon coming your way with the Footprint program. Make sure you tune in to listen to that program, because every time he brings you new breed of people, new ideas, all to motivate and push you forward wherever, stage of life you find yourselves in. Okay. But now I'm taking another announcement. So make sure you tune in to listen to Mr. Oscar Bimpong tonight at 7 o'clock. Now, a new program that has been launched by the Revival City Church. So we're launching tomorrow, then every first Friday of the month. Every first Friday of the month. The latest in this program, and let me bring you details of it. It's one of the Victory Springs. The Victory Springs is a non-denominational prayer service that takes place every first Friday of every month of the month from 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. It is a prayer service for the discouraged, discontented, disillusioned, hopeless, sick, written off. Irrespective of the challenges you're facing in life, Victory Springs offers you the atmosphere to pray. Victory Springs is a place where battles are fought and victories are won. Victory Springs is a ministry of Revival City Church. So you are invited. I'll be putting the details of the venue to you during the course of the program. But for your information, this program will also be aired live on Starr Radio UK on Friday from 9 o'clock onwards. The program will be live on air. So make sure, even if you are wherever you are across the globe listening to us, make sure you join us in the prayer time, because Victory Springs is a place where battles are fought and victories are won. God richly bless you, and thank you very much. The time now is 10:51 from the House of London. And it's now time for me to bring you the first carefully selected choice of song. So wherever you are, don't touch the dial. Stay tuned, and I'll be with you.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Starr Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Okay then, now the first carefully selected choice of song that I've made today is from Joe Metal, and it says, Ejenyame, what drum doors. God, your grace is so sufficient unto us. And if but for the grace of God, I tell you all the time, where will I have been and where will you have been? Maybe you think that is by your merit, by maybe your good looks, maybe by your doings, okay? But I know that it just takes the grace of God, because people who, let's say, are better off, richer, knowledgeable, more than you or more than me have passed, and I'm still alive here. So once I have life, there is hope, and it just takes the grace of God. So wherever you are, I know that the same thing that is happening. It's just the grace of God. So let's enjoy this song, and I'll be with you in a jiffy. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial.
Jesus, I'm watching you near Jesus. Tetramania, because of who you are.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Welcome. Jesus. Somebody help us say, free my memo. Because of who you are. Lift your hands to the Lord, say, team down coupon. Who now where you free? I can't be content. How many of you have that testimony? Say, what the full band that is several. What your full band that is several. Hey, say me shall one Kenya. What do for young coupon? Oh, hey, yeah, who now what's up? Somebody help us say, be free, my lift your hands to the Lord, say, hey, yeah, who now I tell me I'm what? It's yeah, my king, my me. Who could tell? Who could tell?
Enlighten your day with Starr Radio.
How many of you have that testimony? Say, what your full band that is several. What your full band that is several. Hey, say me shall one Kenya. What do for young group? Oh, hey, yeah, who now what's up? It's my king now. Who could tell now?
Your favorite Afro-Caribbean radio station.
The IWFT team presents Footprints on Starr Radio UK with your host, Oscar Bimpong every Thursday at 7 p.m. Star Radio UK, your finest Afro-Caribbean station in London.
Do you feel left out in your education or career but still want to do something about it? Then don't fret. If you are a resident in the UK, British or EU citizen, then there is hope for you. You are in the age bracket of 21 to 55. The UK government is offering grants, scholarships, and financial support for first degree to masters in various courses. The government will pay all your fees and you can educate yourself in a peace of mind. From £21,000 per year for first degree, etc. Get in touch with GEM Educational Consultancy and we will guide you in applying for this facility. We are situated at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch. The postcode is RM12 4AE. Telephone 079 0479 3019 or email us pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Get financial support and acquire a degree.
I believe in the sun.
What's the hidden truth or mysteries behind the supernatural? Do angels really exist today? Is healings and miracles real? Can I hear the voice of God? Was there inspirations and challenges in ministry? Can my eyes be open to see beyond the natural? Can I operate in the gifts of the Holy Spirit? Can my dreams contain messages from God? My Journey is your one-stop destination to the supernatural on Star Radio UK. Join your host, Captain Tete, this and every Saturday from 4 p.m. on My Journey, your one-stop destination to the supernatural.
I know. So improve wo but degree. Okay, what about so but degree? No when you secret your fees. Exciting, huh? Yes. Say your first degree and now masters. UK abai betimi ama grant and now scholarship and a financial support. Now they are school about degree. Our courses be brave. UK degree and a masters fully sponsored. Say UK abai ebetimi ama up to £21,000 every year. Now what your school fees about degree. So, how do you go about it? A simple cry. GEM Educational Consultants ever born with your application. Now, also what me and your KB. Now, what your degree. So, British passport, indefinite, and now EU passport, 18 and now 55 years. When so what me and your KB. Now, what your degree. Even for first degree, no. Apart from so we up to £21,000, no. Abai bet your school fees near the end amount. Any for 079 0479 3019 or visit us at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch, RM12 4RE. Email pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Nyasika nefetua wo fees, but degree.
All I can see sometimes lay you down on a bed of roses.
Bed of Roses, Bed of Roses, Bed of Roses. Voices of Esther brings you Bed of Roses this and every Saturday at 9:30 p.m. Join our panel of experts to discuss issues within your relationships. Hosted by Doreen, you will be motivated and equipped to handle issues within your relationships. Remember, it is Saturday at 9:30 p.m. GMT. Don't miss it.
I'll lay you down, on a bed of roses.
Mama, please stop crying.
Listen to Aunties Mary, Lottie, and Regina on the Family Enrichment Program on Star Radio UK. This and every Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m.
Some people are wicked because don't make it your business going about revealing
people's
It's
secrets.
it's
Don't be a
sensitive-
busybody.
Yeah.
And some people. Today's typical family is under pressure from various directions. Divorce is on the increase. More and more of the Afro-Caribbean youth are taking to crime, etc. The Family Enrichment Program brings together a team of qualified experts to discuss and shed light on how we can make our families better and stronger. It is said the family can do without the society, but the society can't. Listen to the Family Enrichment Program this and every Saturday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Star Radio UK, your favorite Afro-Caribbean radio station in London.
Download our app in iTunes and the Google Play Store.
The IWFT team presents Footprints on Star Radio UK with your host, Oscar Bimpong, every Thursday at 7 p.m. Star Radio UK, your finest Afro-Caribbean station in London.
Welcome back to the program. This is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. The time now is 6 minutes past the top of the hour. Regarding our technical team are getting in touch with Zimbabwe, and once we have the links, we'll be going straight down there to go meet our rep on the ground. That is Mr. Wisdom Numera, who will be bringing us updates from what is happening as whether the Electoral Commission is going to declare the results for the presidency, the presidential elections, and the clashes that went on last night. We will be having a look at that. We'll be following that story. Okay. But announcement again. Victory Spring is a program comes your way this and every first Friday of the month from 8:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. It is a prayer service for the discouraged, discontented, disillusioned, hopeless, sick, written off, irrespective of the challenges you're facing in life. Irrespective of the challenges you're facing in life, Victory Springs offers you the atmosphere to pray. Victory Springs is a place where battles are fought and victories are won. Victory Springs is a ministry of Revival City Church, and we invite you to this program this Friday. And those of you listening to us from other parts of the world who will not have the privilege of getting to the UK and coming to Mitchell to the venue for this program, you can also listen to us live on Star Radio UK, because we'll be transmitting live from 9 o'clock to 12:30 when the programs comes your way on Friday. That is every first Friday of the month. Thank you very much. But this is Star Radio UK. I have to bring you some lovely music, and a Zimbabwe one, of course, and then we'll get ourselves geared up to see whether we can get our links to Zimbabwe. But before then, some other stories making the rounds in the UK. I'm going to be bringing in your way some of the headlines from the UK front, and then we'll move on to some other stories from across the world. Like I said earlier on, Olaimi Koiki has posted some of the updates from Nigeria as well. If you go on our Facebook page, you can have the privilege of looking at all those stories there. So make sure you do same. But stay tuned, don't touch it down. Some of the issues that I wanted to look at, apart from Zimbabwe and the chaos that is going on at the moment, and as whether the Electoral Commission is going to call the election, we'll be seeing to that. And then, of course, that is with our rep on the ground, that is Mr. Wisdom Mamera. We'll be having a talk with him. Then when it comes to Africa, in Ghana, the Central Bank of Ghana, that is the Bank of Ghana, has liquidated some bank and merged them, and now taking the control over the management of the bank, appointing CEOs and all the other positions. Now, what next for other banks? Is it just a matter of just getting rid of the local banks, indigenous ones? Are we just trying to get rid of them and strengthen the hands of the foreign ones that have got the financial muscle to take lots of money or to transact lots of business there? Or what exactly are we doing as a people? Do you think the move by the Bank of Ghana, the Central Bank of Ghana, is right or not? When they gave a capital that every bank should have had in their coffers virtually, they said that money should be deposited in the central bank. But if those monies were not able, these banks were not able to, raise such monies or such capitals, do you think it's something why they have to be shut down? And again, someone asked the question here that look, if the central bank does not sit up and crack the whip, then that is where we have some banks going under, and then what happens is that people lose their monies and people have lost their lives because of that. And therefore, what the central bank is doing is the right call. But what do you think about all that? And a lot more we'll be having a look at. So you stay tuned and don't touch the dial. But let's go to Zimbabwe and enjoy some song from Zimbabwe. Okay. Somebody, my producer says I should reserve that one till when we are ready to go to Zimbabwe. So let's take this one from Kofi Kinata. It says, Susuka, whatever your situation is, you might be better off than somebody.
All around the world.
You are listening to Star Radio Morning Show.
No rushing, awesome minute to then, at to be the devil coaching. Now we're in for one listen. Morning and no so young then. Into the jar will be cool. Roman father so I am then. I will buy some pedal. One woman is so young then. What about my head in the bed? More the prison so I am then. Naked shaman in Palia, and you win me. Baby, the baby said, baby, the duty in the tar. Now that when I'm here, so feel so be now. I say, baby, the days in the depot. Until what they to done, what will be the only in the inside? Obisu want to move, so they be all order and I'm here safe. It's a one power, I didn't have you. Mother, watch your so I then. Kade tilapia say eagle jamon ya we young with their sob and swimming. I will see your best to move on to the next. It will pass, forget until then you be happy yourself. Yeah, you meet her making money, building mansions. You meet her getting married. Oh, you true. Who made TV? What about them? Could be we who marry a being buried. Understand? You pay the service, you cost 37 since you be some watchery. And they don't forget to cook Sunday. You put Kanye do be a better Susuka. And quite be better since he got out. Never heard that I am lucky. I'll be
Star Radio. Radio for the people, by the people.
Welcome back to the program. This is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in the UK, in London, however you place us, or in the world. Yes, and we'll be going on to South Africa, Zimbabwe in just a moment. But let me bring you some updates from here pertaining to some of the news making the rounds here this morning. Now, first and foremost, let's have a look at the news, the home news here. Now, number of mobile calls drops for first time. And I look at the story and I say, yes, I can see people making calls. Wherever I go, I see people having their phones. Blah, 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 blah. So what are they saying? The number of calls have dropped. Now, hosepipe ban for Northwest England called off by supplier United Utilities days before it was due to start. Why have they called it off? Is it because now there is enough water in the reservoir, or they think that the meteo is coming out, predicted some nice rains going to be coming in, or what? This and a lot more. I'm going to bring you details of that in a minute. So whatever it is, just stay tuned and don't even think of touching the dial. Okay. Now, interest rates expected to rise today, and that is quite worrying. If you don't know, when you see interest rate rising, it affects some people. So if you don't know, okay, bear with me, guys, bear with me. Yes, okay, let me take a quick break and I'll be with you. Please bear with me.
The IWFT team presents Footprints on Star Radio UK with your host, Oscar Bimpong, every Thursday at 7 p.m. Star Radio UK, your finest Afro-Caribbean station in London.
Do you feel left out in your education or career but still want to do something about it? Then don't fret. If you are a resident in the UK, British or EU citizen, then there is hope for you. You are in the age bracket of 21 to 55. The UK government is offering grants, scholarships and financial support for first degree to masters in various courses. The government will pay all your fees and you can educate yourself in a peace of mind. From £21,000 per year for first degree, etc. Get in touch with JEM Educational Consultancy and we will guide you in applying for this facility. We are situated at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch. The postcode is RM124AE. Telephone 079 0479 3019 or email us pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Get financial support and acquire a degree.
I believe in the sun.
What's the hidden truth or mysteries behind the supernatural? Do angels really exist today? Is healings and miracles real? Can I hear the voice of God? What's their inspirations and challenges in ministry? Can my eyes be open to see beyond the natural? Can I operate in the gifts of the Holy Spirit? Can my dreams contain messages from God? My Journey is your one-stop destination to the supernatural on Star Radio UK. Join your host, Captain Tete, this and every Saturday from 4 p.m. on My Journey, your one-stop destination to the supernatural.
I know. So improve wo but degree. Okay, what about so but degree? No when you secretary with fees. Exciting, huh? Yes. Say your first degree and now masters. UK abai betimi amal grant and now scholarship and a financial support. Now they school about degree Our courses be brave. UK degree and masters fully sponsored. Tie UK buying ebetimi amount up to £21,000 every year. Now what your school fees about degree. So how do you go about it? A simple cry. Gem Educational Consultants ever born with your application. Now also what me and your KB. Now what your degree. So British passport, indefinite. And now EU passport, 18 and now 55 years. When so bet me and your KB. Now what your degree. Even for first degree, no. Apart from say we up to £21,000, no. Abayi beti our school fees ni adi nyina amount. Any for 07904793019 or visit us at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch, RM12 4RE. Email pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Nyesika nefetri our fees. But degree.
All I can see sometimes and lay you down on a bed of roses.
Bed of Roses, Bed of Roses, Bed of Roses. Voices of Esther brings you Bed of Roses this and every Saturday at 9:30 p.m. Join our panel of experts to discuss issues within your relationships. Hosted by Doreen, you will be motivated and equipped to handle issues within your relationships. Remember, it is Saturday at 9:30 p.m. GMT. Don't miss it.
I'll lay you down on a bed of roses.
Mama, please stop crying.
Listen to Aunties Mary, Lottie, and Regina on the Family Enrichment Program on Star Radio UK. This and every Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m.
Some people are wicked because don't make it your business going about revealing
People's
that
secrets.
yeah,
Don't be a
sensitive-
busybody.
It is.
Yeah.
And some people
Today's typical family is under pressure from various directions. Divorce is on the increase. More and more of the Afro-Caribbean youth are taking to crime, etc. The Family Enrichment Program brings together a team of qualified experts to discuss and shed light on how we can make our families better and stronger. It is said the family can do without the society, but the society can't. Listen to the Family Enrichment Program this and every Saturday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Star Radio UK, your favorite Afro-Caribbean radio station in London.
Download our app in iTunes and the Google Play Store.
The IWFT team presents Footprints on Star Radio UK with your host, Oscar Bimpong, every Thursday at 7 p.m. Star Radio UK, your finest Afro-Caribbean station in London.
This land, our land, is our Zimbabwe, a land of peace for you and me. Once born in pain and segregation, but now we live in harmony. Now flies the flag.
Okay, listeners, this is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 11:25 from the House of London. And I have with me no other person than Wisdom, Mr. Wisdom Mamera, all the way from Zimbabwe, who is going to be giving us some updates of events in Zimbabwe at the moment. It's quite troubling, but I know that he will throw more light and then we'll see the way forward. So stay tuned and don't touch the dial. I will bring you some more of the music by Henry Olunga in a minute. Wisdom, good morning.
Morning, Asha. How are you?
Yes, I'm doing very well. And you?
I'm well. I'm doing well.
Yeah. Now, last night, is in the evening, or I call it night, you started sending me information about what is happening in Zimbabwe. And when I saw some of the videos on other international networks and stuff, I became a bit troubled about it. Now, has things calmed down? Or first of all, what exactly was happening in Zimbabwe yesterday?
All right. What happened yesterday is that the results, the legislative results, were coming out, and the picture is that the ruling party ZANU-PF has won the majority of the seats. It has won about 109, which has given it about 2/3 of the seats in the House of Assembly. So it means that it has got the power to amend the constitution and the like. So the opposition party supporters, when they realized that, they also began to suspect that their leader, Nelson Chamisa, is also set to lose. So they gathered at the MDC headquarters in the CBD and started marching around. They went to the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission offices and demanded the resignation of the chairperson and other commissioners. So tensions rose, became high, and the police moved in, but the police couldn't deal with the people. There was the burning of some stores where people sell things. There was the destruction of cars, and soldiers were called in. The police have said they requested the military move in because they could not deal with the situation themselves. So the soldiers came in. It's very unfortunate that the soldiers resorted to the use of live ammunition. So some people were shot, and as of now, 4 people have been confirmed to have died. They were shot by the soldiers, but there are rumors that the number is actually 7.
Wow.
So some people have already died. It's a very unfortunate situation. Yes.
And those who have died, are they from from the MDC or from ZANU-PF, or just normal? What do you call it? People at random who have died.
Yeah, that's the even more unfortunate part of it, is that some of the people who were shot were actually people who were just going about their own business. They were just caught up in the mess. The people who were marching, some were they are so we can say they are wiser when they are in these things, so they know how to run away and the like. But these people who were shot, about in fact 3 of them, there are suspicions that they were just ordinary people who were just going about their business and were caught up in this situation. One was a woman whom I have a colleague who actually knows her. She was just going about her business when she was caught up in this situation.
Wow, that's a sad story there. Now, the military, are there still is there still a military presence in Harare and some of the capitals, or in Zimbabwe at the moment?
Yes, the military is very much present. The police have actually invoked the Public Order and Security Act, POSA, which is now given them power to arrest people at random, to search people, and to arrest people at random. They've invoked the POSA. It's a very infamous piece of legislative law which was brought in by Robert Mugabe sometime in 2002. So it has been invoked. So Zimbabwe is under some kind of a security law at the present moment. So soldiers are moving around. There are the police also moving around. And people are actually warning each other to stay indoors and to stay away from public places. So Zimbabwe is currently in an emergency state.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So have they declared a curfew or something of the sort?
Yes, I'm here to get official confirmation, but they are, in fact, under post size, I think there is a provision for that, for a curfew, which says maybe at 6 people have to be indoors. I made to verify that, but under post side there must be a time frame. Yes.
But has the Electoral Commission, the chairperson, have they announced the final results at all, or they've not yet?
what the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission has actually done, this is quite really funny. You know, maybe it's funny is the wrong way to use in this situation. But currently, at the present moment, they are holding a press conference, which they say is a press conference to announce the time when they will announce the results. I found it very queer indeed how they really decided to call for such a press conference. They are holding a press conference to tell people that we are going to announce the results, and they said they will announce the results at 9 o'clock in the evening later today.
Okay.
So they have a press conference right now, but they are saying the results for the presidential elections will be announced at 9 o'clock later in the evening.
Okay. From the camp of the opposition, that is Kamise's camp, have they made any statements after this death that has happened because of the presence of the military and everything that has gone on?
Nelson Chamisa.
Yes. Has he made any statement?
He has not yet made
any statement.
All right. They have made the national spokesperson for the MDC Alliance. It's a coalition, you remember? Different parties under which, yes. Washman Ngube, who is the national spokesperson, they produced a statement, and it was sort of like a moderate statement. They were trying to just calm people down to say, let's wait for the official results. But on the unofficial channels like on Twitter and so forth, they've been putting across different messages. Nelson Chamisa has said that we won the popular vote. They cannot have defeated us, so we will defend our vote and the like. So officially, they've produced a statement which was brought out by the spokesperson for the MDC Alliance, Professor Washman Ngube, and they urged for calmness among the people so that people wait for the ZEC official results. But unofficially, they've continued with the same rhetoric about defending the vote and having won the popular vote.
Now, we have the president, Mnangagwa, coming out to make a statement. He said he wished to extend his sincere condolences to the families of the victims of yesterday's violence. All human life is sacred, and their deaths are a tragedy, irrespective of circumstances. I would also like to wish a speedy recovery to all those who are injured. And he's gone on further to say that he's going to make sure that an investigation is conducted to see why the people have to die that way. But why did the military come to such situation with live bullets?
Yeah, that is the most confounding part of all this thing. And you must remember, this statement by President Mnangagwa is actually the second one. In the first one, he didn't even offer any condolences to the bereaved families. He actually came out in the first statement that he said, and apportioned the blame to the opposition MDC Alliance. He blamed it for all this violence that had taken place. And after some complaints from people and the like to say, how can a president come out in the aftermath of such a tragic event and just apportion blame without even offering condolences? That's when he said now he had set up a commission and whatever to look into this issue. And so it's also confusing how soldiers came out with live ammunition to disperse a crowd in the streets. It's confusing.
Wow.
And some analysts are actually saying the president is now revealing his true colors by dealing with people in such a heavy-handed manner.
Yeah.
And as I'm speaking to you currently, there are actually vehicles moving around with people shouting out about failing the vote. Currently, as I'm speaking here, it's something else.
But are people going around their businesses at the moment, or like you were saying earlier on, every shops and all businesses have been shut down?
Early in the morning, things were looking normal. People were going about their business, but things are turning bad now. The shops are being closed. As I have told you at the start, that the banks are closing. Some banks have already closed right now. Some shops are closing, especially in the CBD. Wow. Yes, most shops are closed. They are not opening. Those that had opened in the morning, they are closing now.
Wow.
And people are going back home. Yes.
Wow. Okay. Wisdom, I think we have to end the conversation here, but keep us posted with everything that is going on, and please make sure that you are safe for us, please.
Yeah. I will indeed be safe. I will be safe.
Okay.
But I'll keep you posted.
Right then. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day. Well, listeners, that is Mr. Wisdom Mwera from Zimbabwe giving us updates from the ground. It says there is so much chaos going on at the moment. Why did the military go to, that place to go curb whatever thing that was going on, the unrest that was going on, but went with live bullets? And now he's saying that at the moment, 4 people have been confirmed dead, but rumors that is going on meant that there are more than 4. And most of the people who, 3 of the people who have died are innocent bystanders who were just going by their duties or whatever things that their businesses and might have been caught in this situation. But what do you think? What do you think? We take this on from Zimbabwe, and then I'll be opening the lines pretty soon for you to add your voice to the discussion. So wherever you are, just stay tuned and don't touch the dial.
Star Radio. Radio for the people, by the people.
Our thoughts and our condolences to all the families that have lost loved ones there, and those who are injured as well. We hope that we wish them a speedy recovery on the front.
This land, our land, is our Zimbabwe, a land of peace for you and me. Once born in pain and segregation, but now we live in harmony. Now flies the flag, our nation's glory. We live with pride inside our hearts as we all stand to build our nation. This our land, our Zimbabwe.
Though I may go to distant borders, my heart will yearn for this my home. For time and space may separate us, and yet she holds my heart alone. Flies the flag, my nation's glory. I live with pride inside my heart. I'll make a stand to build this nation, this my land, my Zimbabwe.
Now flies the flag, our nation's glory. We live with pride inside our hearts as we all stand to build our nation. This our land, our Zimbabwe. We've been through it all. We've had our days. We've had our falls. Now the time has come for us to stand as one.
The night is gone, and with the morning come rays of hope that lead us on.
So we will strive to give our children a brighter day where they belong. Now flies the flag, our nation's glory. We live with pride inside our hearts as we all stand to build our nation. children a brighter day where they belong. Oh, now flies the flag, our nation's glory. We live with pride inside our hearts as we all stand to build our nation. This our land, our Zimbabwe. Now flies the flag, our nation's glory. We live with pride inside our hearts as we all stand to build our nation. This our land, our Zimbabwe. This our land, our Zimbabwe. This our land, our Zimbabwe.
Okay, so this is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, and that is an anthem from a patriotic song from Zimbabwe. And like I did discuss earlier on, with wisdom, there's so much chaos going on at the moment, and I pray that wherever you are, if you can also add a voice in the prayer, that there will be peace and calm, because we thought that just going for the elections, I mean, the way Mnangagwa came into power, we know it was a pseudo coup that took place, and whatever that had gone on. We know that the whole country had been opened for like businesses to come in there, okay, investments from outside to come in, and all of a sudden with this unrest, it's just going to make everybody sit up and ask yourself, is it wise going in there to go and invest? But we hope that calm is restored and we get people going about their duties or their businesses as they normally do. But whatever it is, you can also add your voice to the discussions this morning. The time now is 11:44. That's 16 minutes to the top of the hour. That's 16 minutes to 12. But let me now go to some of the news making the rounds in the UK. First of all, let me go to our Facebook page and see some of the comments that have been put there. I mean, if you have any comment that you want to put across, Pastor Michael Siama. Kweku Men says, Siama, say good morning to you. Grace Buache, Grace, I hope you're also doing very well. And then Francis Molu, he say, awesome station. Francis, thank you very much for that comment as well. But you can share the page with your friends and loved ones, invite them to like our pages as well. But now it's time for me to go on to the news that is making the rounds here in the UK, and then we'll move on to other stories. But quickly, from the UK front, dad who killed adopted baby overlooked. And then 4 dead in police chase crash, and then ripped up lottery ticket wins 58 million jackpot. My goodness, the person ripped the ticket up and then later on found out that I think I've won, and then put it together and the person won 58 million pounds. Now drug accused Britain appears masked on TV. The number of mobile calls dropped for the first time. Interest rates expected to rise today. And those are the stories making the rounds here in the UK. Now, the most important one, and I want to touch on, is the interest rates one, because the moment they say that, those who have savings and those who have mortgages start to sit up and think, oops. Now, at midday on Thursday, the Bank of England is expected to raise interest rates for only the second time in a decade. Economists and investors expect the Monetary Policy Committee (MPC) to increase rates from 0.5 to 0.75%. Now, changes to the bank rates affect tens of millions of savings accounts, loans, and mortgages. This is because banks use it as a reference point for the amount they pay savers and charge borrowers. Any increase on Thursday will follow a similar rise in November 2017, when the MPC raised rates from a record low of 0.25%. Now, it would also take the so-called bank rate to its highest level since 2009. Investors are betting there is more than a 90% chance that interest rates will rise to 0.7%. Now, many economists had expected rates to rise earlier. However, weak economic data, partly due to the freezing winter temperatures caused by the beast from the east, have seen the bank keep rates on hold this year. The UK economy expanded by just 0.2% on the first 3 months of the year. Bank staff believe this weakness was temporary and expect the economy to expand by 0.4% in the second quarter. In June, 3 out of 9 policy makers, including the bank's chief economist Andy Halden, voted for rates to rise to 0.75%. 5 votes are needed to change the policy. While many analysts expect another split decision on Thursday, solid employment growth, steady pay growth, and a rebound in consumer spending are expected to justify an increase. Economists at Goldman Sachs expect Mark Carney, the Bank of England governor, to stress the August hike is a slow and steady step on the MPC's path to normalization. And that is from the Bank of England coming your way today. So should expect it. Interest rate definitely going to rise, but we think it's going to go up to 0.75%. Now, another story, final story from the UK from the Elsie Scully hikes baby murderer seen as positive dad. A father who murdered his baby just weeks after adopting her may have slipped under the radar as he was seen as a positive parent, a review has found. Now, Elsie Scully Hicks died in May 2016 when she was 18 months old. She was subjected to a catalogue of injuries by Kayla Matthew Scully Hicks in the 8 months he had care of her. A child practice review said these were never considered anything other than childhood accidents. The Cardiff and Vale Regional Safeguarding Children Board agreed that while Elsie's death could not have been predicted, it could potentially have been prevented. Elsie's catastrophic injuries included fractured skull, bruises, and a broken leg at the hands of her adopted father at her Cardiff home. But a report said professionals failed to see a pattern emerging with injuries, and the failure to spot a second fracture in her leg on X-ray in 2015 meant she was not flagged up as a safeguarding concern. Well, that's a sad one there, and that is how people can get under the radar. But whatever it is, we think lessons must be learned, and I hope that is being learned wherever you are. This is Star Radio UK, a favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 10 minutes to 12 is the time, and Star Radio UK is your station. Archie is the man, and the morning show is the program. Now let's go on. I've got a very beautiful young daughter of mine sitting opposite me. She said I shouldn't mention her name, so I wouldn't mention her name. Sit there. She just bowed down her head, but that is cool. That is cool. Okay. Now, some other stories making the rounds in the world. Foreigners kidnapped and killed in Kabul, and Australia's drought seen from the air. Now, Tokyo universities change female scores, and then Google plans censored China search engine. U.S. lawmaker quits after catfishing claim. Now, black boxes found after Mexico plane crash, and then girl 7 and 4 adults die canoeing. The New Zealand PM Adam returns from maternity leave. Now, top monk accused of coercing nuns into sex. My goodness, that's a serious one. Australian senator sues over sexiest slurs, and U.S. officers wins racism suit after DNA test. Okay. Now, let me bring you the first story that I just want us to have a look at. Now, that's the Tokyo incident. Now, Tokyo Medical University changed female exam scores. Now, reports that one of Japan's most prestigious medical universities tampered with female applicants' entrance exam scores have sparked outcry on social media. Now, Japanese paper Yomiuri Shimbun says Tokyo Medical University began altering results in 2011 to ensure under 30% of successful applicants will be women. The private university says it will investigate the discrimination reports. Now, critics suggest that suggested that the allegations were ironic, given Prime Minister Shinzo Abe's stated commitment to boost female participation in the country's workforce. Now, Yumin Shimbun, which is the country's biggest daily newspaper, published the report examining students' admission numbers on Thursday, sparking the complaints. Now, it quotes an unnamed source saying officials adopted a silent understanding to reduce the number of female entrants over concerns female graduates were not going to practice medicine in employment. Many female students who graduate end up leaving the actual medical practice to give birth and raise children, the source told the newspaper. I bet you they would be bashed if they were here. Now, in 2010, before the measures was allegedly introduced, female student participation was about 40%. So do you think that just training them, females, okay, majority of men will be medical work in the field, but the females the majority of them will just drop out, go and marry, have kids, take care of their kids, and therefore will not use whatever they've been trained to do. So I don't know, maybe in Japan, I don't know how government supports the education, but let's say if government supports the tertiary education, and therefore in the universities or in the medical school, government has to cough up some monies, and you end up that after training them, some just come, okay, you know what, I just want to be a mother and a wife, and I just want to be at home, and then stuff like that. Maybe that's why, but it's not up to the school to even, to the university to even do that. Now, Tokyo Medical University is already under investigation of allegations. It bribed Futuishi Sano, a high-ranking figure in the education ministry, by demanding he help the institution access a financial grant in return for adding points to his son's entrance exam score. Interesting. That's an interesting one. But this is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 7 minutes to the top of the hour. And let's look at the drought situation in Australia that have been seen from the air. It's interesting the way it is, very, very dry. But that brings us to one story that made the headlines today in the UK, and let me quickly bring that your way. It was said that there was going to be a ban, a hosepipe ban in northern part of England, but United Utilities calls off summer hosepipe ban in England. The first hosepipe ban of the summer that would have affected 7 million people in England has been called off. The temporary ban by United Utilities was due to start in the northwest on Sunday to safeguard essential supplies. But recent rainfall, cooler temperatures, and reduction in water usage have led to it being lifted. The UU has warned that that is the United Utilities, has warned that it may still need to introduce a ban at a later stage if the dry weather continues. Now, Martin Padley thanked customers for conserving water and said the company did not want to inconvenience customers unnecessarily at this point. Our leakage team are working 24 hours a day to find and repair as many leaks as possible, and we have been moving water around our network, he said. And that's a good one there. So at least there's a relief for those of you living in the northern part of England that the hosepipe ban has been postponed. Let me put it that way. Has been postponed. Okay. This is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Time 5 minutes to the top of the hour. We'll take a quick break, and once we come back, I'll bring you the news that is happening in the Latin American area. This evening, exactly at 7 o'clock, we have Mr. Oscar Bimpon coming your way with the Footprint program. Make sure you tune in to listen to him live on that program.
The IWFT team presents Footprints on Star Radio UK with your host, Oscar Bimpong every Thursday at 7 p.m. Star Radio UK, your finest Afro-Caribbean station in London.
Do you feel left out in your education or career but still want to do something about it? Then don't fret. If you are a resident in the UK, British or EU citizen, then there is hope for you. You are in the age bracket of 21 to 55. The UK government is offering grants, scholarships, and financial support for first degree to masters in various courses. The government will pay all your fees and you can educate yourself in a peace of mind. From £21,000 per year for first degree, etc. Get in touch with GEM Educational Consultancy and we will guide you in applying for this facility. We are situated at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch. The postcode is RM124AE. Telephone 079 0479 3019 or email us pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Get financial support and acquire a degree.
What's the hidden truth or mysteries behind the supernatural? Do angels really exist today? Is healings and miracles real? Can I hear the voice of God? Was there inspirations and challenges in ministry? Can my eyes be open to see beyond the natural? Can I operate in the gifts of the Holy Spirit? Can my dreams contain messages from God? My Journey is your one-stop destination to the supernatural on Star Radio UK. Join your host, Captain Tete, this and every Saturday from 4 p.m. on My Journey, your one-stop destination to the supernatural.
I know. So improve but degree. Okay, what about but degree? No one you secretary fees. Exciting, huh? Yes. Say your first degree and now masters. UK abai betimi amal grant and now scholarship and financial support. Now they are school about degree. Our courses be brave. UK degree and masters fully sponsored. Tie UK abai ebetimi amal up to £21,000 every year. Now what your school fees about degree. So, how do you go about it? A simple cry. GEM Educational Consultants ever born with your application. Now, also what me and your KB. Now, what your degree? So, British passport, indefinite, and now EU passport, 18 and now 55 years. When so bet me and your KB. Now, what your degree? Even for first degree, no. Apart from say we up to £21,000, no. Abai bet your school fees near the end now. Any for 079 04 79 3019 or visit us at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch, RM12 4RE. Email pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Nesika nefetia fees, but degree.
Back to the program. This is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let me bring you some social announcement and then we go on from there. Now, Victory Springs is coming your way this Friday at the auditorium of Revival City Church. And Victory Spring is a non-denominational prayer service that takes place every first Friday of every month of the month. Now, from 8:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. It is a prayer service for the discouraged, discontented, disillusioned, hopeless, sick, written off, irrespective of the challenges you're facing in life. Victory Springs offers you the atmosphere to pray. Now, Victory Springs is a place where battles are fought and victories are won. Victory Springs is a ministry of Revival City Church. Okay, so we invite you, those of you who not, those of you outside the UK who not have the privilege of getting here, or those of you even outside London who want to still be part of the program, you can join in on the Star Radio UK web site. That's on by our apps. Listen to Star Radio UK on that day, and then you will have a live. Have a live feed of what is happening at the Victory Springs, so you can also pray and have your lives turned around. Thank you very much. This is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, moving on to some other stories making the rounds in the world today. In the Latin America and Caribbean areas, the black boxes have been found after Mexico plane crash. After the Mexican plane crash, black boxes are said to have been found. And then Machu Picchu train crashes, injures tourists, and the UK refugees major Mats Award stolen. Those are some of the stories that is making the rounds there. Now, when it comes to the black boxes that have been found, it says that investigators have found the flight recorders from an Aeromexico flight which crashed on Mexico's northern Durango state on Tuesday. Now, all 103 passengers and crew on board survived, but 97 were injured, 2 seriously. A plane's flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder, known as the black boxes, often had hold vital clues to the moments before an accident. At present, it is unclear exactly what downed flight AM 2431. The plane had taken off during stormy weather and fell to earth near the runway just moments later. All those aboard managed to escape before it caught fire. The impact was very strong. We wanted to think it was lightning strike. Chicago residents and passenger Lorenzo Nunez told the Reuters news agency. It was terrible, absolutely terrible. Airline Aeromexico tweeted on Wednesday that 64 people had been released from hospital. Now, one of those seriously injured was a young girl who sustained burns. The other was the plane's pilot who needed an operation on his spine, but is reportedly in a stable condition. So that brings us to the end of that story as well. This is Star Radio UK. 3 minutes past 12 is the time, and the station is Star Radio, and the program is The Morning Show. I am the one and only Archie. Now, as I announced earlier on, yes, the Bank of England has announced the UK interest rate has been raised to 0.75%. 0.75%, the highest level since March 2009. The UK's interest rate has risen to 0.75%, the highest level since March 2009. Okay. So you know who it affects? Like I said earlier on. Now, finally, about 16 tourists have been injured near Machu Picchu in Peru after 2 passenger trains collided on Tuesday, local authorities have said. The trains, owned by rival companies, crashed en route to country's most visited tourist attraction, the accident Inca Citadel. It is still not clear what caused the collision. Police said investigations were underway. Machu Picchu attracts more than 1 million visitors a year. The passengers' trains belong to competing local operators, Peru Rail and Inca Rail. Now, Peru Rail confirmed the collision on Twitter and released a statement in Spanish saying that emergency protocol had been followed to evacuate those affected. One of the passengers on the Inca Rail train told local news media that an accident occurred due to a protest on the tracks that forced the train to halt for an hour. Well, if it forced the train to halt for an hour, is that what caused the collision? And weren't they able to control the rail as well as to who is coming now? If there are delays, does that mean that because there are delays, accident is inevitable? Well, I don't know about that, but whatever it is, I know that you know better than I do, so you can share your links with us. Now, finally, from this the Middle East. Now, Iranian officials have spoken out against U.S. President Donald Trump after Trump's offer to meet Iran's leader. Mr. Trump said he could meet President Hassan Rouhani with no preconditions at any time after the two traded hostile threats early this month. Now, Iranian state media quoted politicians as saying such talks would have no value and be a humiliation. In May, the U.S. abandoned a deal which kept Iran's nuclear activities in return for the lifting of sanctions. The U.S. is deeply suspicious of Iranian activity in the Middle East and is an ally of the Israeli and Saudi Arabia, two of Iran's foes. Now, he goes on further to say, on Monday, Mr. Trump said he was happy to meet the Iranian side, adding, I'd meet with anybody I believe in meeting. If they want to meet me, yeah, we will meet. And that is what Mr. Trump has said. But this is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 7 minutes past the top of the hour. The lines are open if you want to join in the conversation. Call me on 0208 133 2257. That is 0208 133 2257 or 58. If you're in US or Canada, it's +1718 303 2737. +1718 303 2737. Text or WhatsApp is 075 3966 1744. 075 3966 1744. Our Twitter handle is @Starr Radio UK and our email address is info@starradiouk.com. Now let's go to Africa. Apart from news making the rounds in Zimbabwe, now Zimbabwe government wants to position US, UK beyond post-poll violence as well. Now Mali candidates allege poll fraud ahead of results, and Buhari louds Barrow for stability in post-Jame Gambia. Then some other stories. Ghana Central Bank merges 5 stressed banks, allays depositors' fears. Do you think that is the story? Do you think that is exactly what is happening? Now, exiled DRC politicians Moise Katumbi eyes August 3rd return to Lumbushi as well. Those are some of the stories making the rounds there. Let me bring you the latter first. But allow me to have a cup of, or a drink, a sip of water, and then we go on. Okay, I'm not saying anything. Now the story says Moise Katumbi, a presidential hopeful in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, plans to return to the country to participate in elections slated for December this year. The former governor and owner of the football club, TP Mazembe, has thus formally applied to the authorities to grant him rights to fly into the country aboard a private jet. Now, a letter sent to the Civil Aviation Authorities date July 30th and signed by Katumbi's requested that his jet flying in from South Africa, where he is currently, be allowed to land on August the 3rd at the Luano Airport located in the city of Lumbushi in southeastern Congo. Wasn't fair to say, it's asked that on board shall be 6 other allies of his. There has not been any response of an official acceptance or rejection of his request. Katumbi is looking to file his candidacy for the upcoming polls. The deadline for submission is August the 8th. And why has he waited till August the 3rd? So what did I have to do is just delay him, and then he comes in after the August the 8th, and then his stance of contending on contesting for this post will then be far over from there. But this is Star Radio UK, and this is the morning show. I'm the one and only Archie. Stay tuned and don't touch the bell. In another related story from the Sub-Saharan African area, Buhari has lauded Barrow for stability in post-Jammeh Gambia. And it says, Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari had landed his Gambia's counterpart, Adama Barrow, lauded his Gambian counterpart, Adama Barrow, for bringing stability to the tiny West African nation following the events that led to his coming into office. Buhari, in underscoring the importance of stability, said it had a ripple effect on the wider national agenda of every nation. Buhari on Wednesday received Barrow at his presidency in Abuja, where the two held bilateral talks. He went on further to say the best route to national development is stability. When a country is not stable, you spend most of your financial resources on security. That is the money that should have gone into education, infrastructure, and generating employment for people, particularly the youth. Okay, Barrow came into office at a time his immediate predecessor, Yahya Jammeh, was virtually threatened out of office by the regional bloc, that is ECOWAS, who has Mr. Buhari as the chairman of that body. Okay. All right, let me say good morning, or now it's afternoon. Let me say good afternoon to Dr. Tofe, who is in town. I hope you are doing very well. Catch up with you later on, sir. And to the Tofe family as well. We say massive good morning to you, wherever, or good afternoon to you, wherever you might be. Okay. Now we're venturing into Ghana, and I will bring you a very lovely song before we go to Ghana. We're going to have a look at the Bank of Ghana, the step that they have taken to merge other banks in order to, some are saying, to protect people, customers. But do you think that is the true state? So we say state of the nation address? No. Is it the true state of what is happening when it comes to the financial front in Ghana? We'll be having a look at that. And again, we have Olaimi Koike posted updates from Nigeria on the website. If you want to have a look at it on our Facebook page, if you want to have a look at it, just feel free and go there and have a look at it. It's an APC to Saraki. Resign now. Ekure Madu suffers high blood pressure in EFCC custody, and Buhari for 10-day break in London. And Sokoto State Governor Tambuwai returns to PDP with 18 lawmakers. Work begins on Lagos Rail standard gauge, and then FG inaugurates NAT. Those are some of the stories making the rounds there. But let me bring you all the others, which will be quite a challenging one. But if you go to our website, you have the privilege of going through each and every one of that in there. 14 minutes past 12 is the time. Starr Radio UK, and the morning show is a program. Like I said earlier on, let's take the song from Gas Miller. It says Telemo. And once we come back, I'll be bringing you the news that is making the rounds in Ghana.
Stand again, Chinua. International Fishama. Stand the best and any bamba na boy, you are the Catalan. The Fishama. Records. Capasta. Wallace. TBM and the one. I didn't watch a bull. Oya Mukakala you. I call the bottom of Chicago. Telemo, Afashika Eamu. I'm going to put them on Andango. Telemo, Oye Buluma. Oh, Fuji, Onegoma. Telemo, Kigola. Telemo, Oya Mukakala you. I call the bottom of Chicago. Telemo, Afashika Eamu. I'm going to put them on Andango. Telemo, Oye Buluma. Oh, Fuji, Onegoma. Telemo, Kigola. Telemo, Baba na buake yuo, Bofi aboni sande baba na buake yuo. Konyole, rande fitre de choko konte, silver spoon wale, ono joy daddy ya tumpange, inge no fina noni baba na buake yuo, ni bofi aboni sande baba na buake yuo. Konyole, rande fitre de choko konte, silver spoon wale, ono joy daddy ya tumpange, onye ego oche ego anabo zama bodi yako yakoloko yakoliko abubwe hanya fuako nole numangro na yo ushaga jane ko efane yo oya mukakala yo akole botamo chitolo tele mo afashika e amo amana chabuta mo andango tele mo onye muluma ofuju chikone goma tele mo birigola tele mo molenje tele mo oya mukakala yo akole botamo chitolo tele mo afashika e amo amana chabuta mo andango tele mo onye muluma ofuju chikone goma tele mo birigola tele mo molenje tele mo
bandida yanka an hasani sarki daga maka ta wulga mini son shana kama dandanan kai shana gama ji and this life something's the mess so if you make confused please play defense to me nothing said to be the best to be today we are see say she be the big deal let's take it kisa kuma ruwa kasa kuma tafiyan ta bai tare buran kasa gubar fada gubar gaba na majanan da ke zuwa gidan sadiya haban jariya su madariya kusa da ni mu gwada musu rawan taliya ni baba I'm
oya mukakala yo akole botamo chitolo tele mo afashika e amo amana chabotamo andango tele mo onye muluma ofuju chingone goma tele mo birigola tele mo molenje tele mo atiaka hunda oshiko ashika bazuka atweke saba koto kama ni mo ogu hoga uga right now you running away nobody done it you running away Adekoti, Benele Obageni, you have a sugar fan and the Nation be a D2CD. Adekoti, Benele Obageni, you have a sugar fan and the Nation be a D2CD. One girl, my God, oh, Yamukakalayo, I call the bottom of Chitolo, Telemo, Afashika Amo, I'm not a bottom of Andango, Telemo, Oye Muluma. Ofuju chingone goma tele mo ababa
an bandida yanka an hasani sarki daga maka ta wulga mini son shana kama dandanan kai shana gama ji and this life something's the mess so if you make confused please play defense to me nothing said she be the best to be today we are see say she be the big deal let's take it kisa kuma ruwa kasa kuma tafiyan ta bai tare buran kasa gubar fada gubar gaba na majanan da ke zuwa gidan sadiya haban jariya su madariya kusa da ni mu gwada musu rawan taliya ni baba I'm
oya mukakala yo akole botamo chitolo tele mo afashika e amo amana chabotamo andango tele mo onye muluma ofuju chingone goma tele mo birigola tele mo molenje tele mo atiaka hunda oshiko ashika bazuka atweke saba koto kama ni mo ogu hoga uga right now you running away nobody done it you running away Adekoti, Benele Obageni, you have a sugar fan and the Nation be a D2CD. Adekoti, Benele Obageni, you have a sugar fan and the Nation be a D2CD. One girl, my boss, my boss, akole botamo chitolo tele mo afashika e amo amana chabotamo andango tele mo onye muluma ofuju chingone goma tele mo birigola tele mo molenje tele mo oya mukakala yo akole botamo chitolo tele mo afashika e amo amana chabotamo andango tele mo onye muluma ofuju chingone goma tele mo birigola tele mo molenje tele mo
This is Starr Radio UK.
Online, on mobile, soon on DAB. This is Starr Radio UK.